Hey guys, we're here. I'm going to redo episode 2. I've been struggling getting this done, even though it's like I've done this before and it went pretty flawless. And now that I'm trying to redo it, I just keep making mistakes. So, typical. So, anyway, now that I have the audio working, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to move a headache rack from one object and we're going to utilize it in another mod. So on my grapple bucket, let me quick pull that up and show you. The grapple bucket I used as the Cock Grief Shovel 2000 millimeter, and that's a brand name, Cock and Son. Okay, so we pull this up, and whoops, it doesn't have in Giant's Editor. The navigation keys are Alt, and then utilizing your mouse. So we got some kind of weird separation going on in that mesh. I don't know what that's from. But anyway, um, this is the grapple bucket that we're going to add a headache rack to. Okay, the headache rack will go between the arms. Now, if we go out on the internet, or I think we've already done that. I think we did that in episode 1. So everybody gets the idea. And no, we don't want to save it because we haven't done anything with it. But everybody gets the idea as to what the headache rack is for, right? So, okay, we're done with that. I'm going to pull up this. This is a pack of trailers that I had. And how I knew that this is the trailer I want is I went in and I looked at the store pictures. So you go into textures or wherever the store. Sometimes the store DDSs will be in here. But we'll go into this i3D. Alt. Swing around here to the front. Now I've done this like I did it once for the first the episode that failed because there was no audio, and I've done it twice so far because I keep screwing up. So there it is. That's the part I need, and the reason it's not showing up is because it's a selectable. It's in the XML that it's you click a button and it shows up. Okay, so that's what I need. I need this object. Now this one, this GO, well obviously it's the same. It's some kind of control object to this other one, or G0. So G2, that's the one I need. So to export that, I want to go File, Export Selection. Oh, it did. Okay. Well, you cannot take it into Blender as an i3D. You have to take it in as a wavefront. And we want to. There it is. Okay. Fine. It's already there. So save it again. Yep. Replace it. And we're done. We don't want to save anything that we do there. So we're done with that file. We'll just get it off to the side. We don't need it. What we need to do is open up Blender. And I keep Blender in a folder on my desktop. It's actually a shortcut to Drive. Okay, so when you get into your scene, you have your default cube. Delete the cube. First, we want to bring. Did I do the grapple bucket yet? Probably not. Because see, what I need to do is size it to fit. So let's open up the grapple bucket. Oh, this is just getting so dicked. And I don't need to take the whole thing. So I'll just take this part. Because I just need it for reference. File, Export Selection. And I guess we'll just delete, export it to the same. But we'll name it bucket. Okay. So now Giants Editor has converted this to a wavefront object, and it should be sending it to that file. We'll close that out. And close that out. Now Blender is open. We will go back to Blender. Now we want to import. So we go File, Import, a wavefront object, and that file is sitting on our desktop, and it was the grapple bucket, and there is the bucket. Okay, it showed up. File, Import, wavefront object, headache crack. The headache crack is over here. So we want to select him. You can right click on him. Now, some people just grab it and go. I personally like to use my keys and designate direction. And what I mean by designate direction is I mean on the X, Y, and Z coordinate, so that I'm not getting it all way off kilter. Because if I look at that, I mean, it's pretty much lined up. So the y-axis, which is the yellow, and here's a good reference point. You see the blue arrow down here in your corner? The blue is Z. So the blue Z is your Z-axis. To the right, and of course that would mean right and left, is your X, and forward and back is Y. So those are your coordinates. In a 3D world, you need an X, Y, and Z. 2D world, you only need 2. So to move that screen, we want to go G, and we want to move him on the Y. So I'm going to click on Y, and see the yellow line? I'm going to move him over here just a little bit closer. Now to go up and down, it would be, that's right, Z. So it goes G and Z. And we get him down there a little closer. I already see that he's a little too wide. But see, I've already done this. So after I've done this, I kind of thought that, well, maybe a little bit wider is okay. So I might take this opportunity to do that. So let me just out of curiosity, it is not colored. Okay, so we do have to, because I've already done this, I was kind of wondering if I move this in there, is it going to show up the color and texture that I had put on it before? And it has not, so we're okay. So I want to move it again. I want to go G, and so you can move it like this, and then tell it, oh, I meant up and down. Puts it back, and puts it in line. So I want to go about right there for now, and I want to go to the side, and I want to rotate this thing, and I want to rotate it on the side axis. So if I go R, X, excuse me, Control and Z is undo. To rotate this thing, let me click on it. I'm going to put my cursor right on it, okay? Because if you look, that's its origin point. Having the origin point way down here is not necessarily a good thing. So you can set your origin point over here on the left-hand side, and then on 2.76 Blender version, you have tools create these tabs on the side, so that changes your controls. So at the top on tools, middle of them, because I do have them, click on that, and you can geometry to origin. And what that would do is it would move it down here. We don't want to do that. But we can do that just to show you. There it goes. And we can go Control Z and put it back. We can go origin to geometry, which is better. Or, which I did is I clicked on it, and then I was going to do origin to 3D cursor. But origin to geometry worked out. So now that the origin is in the center of it, and navigating in Blender is similar but different. You use Shift and your mouse. You can also use Control and scroll. There's several ways to skin a cat in this, and that's one thing you'll find out about Blender. Is there's one thing you want to do, and probably 5 or 6 different ways to do it. Okay, so you can hold Control, and you can scroll your mouse down and go left and right. Or you can click your mouse button, go in and out. And so then it's just using Control. Or you can use, you can use Shift and the middle mouse button, or you can use Control and roll your wheel. But anyway, so now that the origin is in the center, now we'll go R, X, and we'll rotate him ever so slightly, just like that. And then we'll go G and Y, and we'll back him up. And we'll zoom in a little bit here. And we'll slide up. Doesn't quite look like he's exactly where we want him. And we'll go G and Z. And go up straight, and we'll go G and Y and out. And looks like we'll rotate one more time. We'll go R and X. Like that, and G and Y. And that's probably pretty close. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that looks a little high. Dang it. So, okay. Because I'm a goofball, let's go G and Z. Down just a little bit. Click on the left mouse button. G and Y. Right there. And click on the left mouse button. Yeah. I think it needs to be a little narrower. So we'll go S for scale. X-axis, scale on the X. I don't think we're completely centered, but that's pretty good. How's it look from the back? We'll go G and X and slide it right there. It might be a little tall. So we'll go S and Z. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, so there she is. She's acceptable. But we want to do a texture. So with that selected, let's go up here and pull over our UV image editor. And that just like that doubles the screen size. So with the mouse over here, we want to hit T to get rid of that Tools tab. And we'll center it up a little bit. And then down here in the lower left corner of this window, we want to select UV Image Editor. And with this guy selected, we want to go to Edit Mode. And it's already pulled up a basic UV. But with the mouse over here, we want to hit U. And we want the Smart UV project. And then these settings are good. I've never had to change them. We click OK. There it is. So we go over to this side again. and we can scroll in to look at it a little closer. And with the mouse button, or the mouse, on this side, we hit A to select, S to scale. We scale it in just a little bit. And then you know what? We have not selected a paint color yet. So let's go up here and select a paint color. Okay, so paint color is blank. So we want a green, and we want to darken it up for John Deere. So something like that. That's pretty decent, huh? So a specular, we would want a lighter green. Oh, I don't know if you guys heard that, but they're paging for an ambulance. Woman's alone in a pickup, and she's having chest pains and shortness of breath. That's not good. So, um, we picked the two colors. We picked the green. Specular is like light reflection, and then the hardness. From what I've read, the higher the number, the more reflection you get. So the lower the number, it kind of blurs it out. So 25 is good. So if we unselect that, I guess that's not. Oh, and then we need to select a texture. We're going to use the image. Okay. So let's go down here to. Oh, we need to go to the camera icon, and what we're looking for. I don't know why all of a sudden my mouse won't scroll. There. Oh. Well, that's not. Oh, I see. My Bandicam is covering it up. I'm like, oh, why can't I find it? Oh, because you covered it up, dummy. Okay. So, bake. We're looking for bake. Want that. And we want to do an ambient occlusion. I'm going to hit bake. Oh, geez. Once again. So, there we go. Sorry. We need to go new. We need a new image. Oh my god. I keep putting that in the way. Okay. Let's scroll out and look at it again. Bake. So it should be baking. Okay, let's scroll in to see what color we got. Yeah, that's kind of green. Okay. So let's go over here and take a look at it. We'll hit A to unselect it. Yeah, that's pretty good green, eh? Yeah. Okay, so that it colored it. But now we want to set it as a texture. So we go in here to the texture icon, and we're going to use that image. So first, we need to take this image and save as an image, and we need to go into grapple bucket. Wait a minute, what are we doing? Yeah, this is where we want to put it. So we'll do headache rack AO. See, I've already done this once. AO2, save as image. Okay. And then we want to bring it in here. So we go open. And we go desktop, grapple bucket, AO2. There she is. See, she drops her in here. So that's going to be our texture. So now if we go over here and we click on this little icon and we go to texture, look who's textured, but the bucket ain't. So that is our texture. Okay. So we could save it as that and export it as a Giants Editor file, or we could do some painting. But we don't need the grapple, or we don't need the bucket anymore. So we can actually get rid of that. We can just X, delete, get rid of those pins. Wow. Okay, so paint. There we go. And there I'm just painting it. Kind of a John Deere green color. And I'm just randomly just spraying it. So it kind of gets a okay. I think that's acceptable. I mean, that's just a quick spray paint can. Okay. So now we want to save image, save as image, but we want to change this from AO to UV. I guess I already had the caps locks on. Save. Okay, now we want to file. Whoop, we need to select it. First we need to go back in here to object mode. Select, file, export as an i3D. And we want to export it to caps lock, headache, rec. And we want to put it in desktop, grapple bucket. We'll just drop it in there. So export. So there she went. So that ends what we're doing here. Really want to quit. Yeah. So now, go into here, and there's our headache rack that we just created today. Okay. Now to install that with this, because I didn't change the original i3D, I'm just going to take it and I'm going to drop it in. I'm going to take this, open it up, and I'm going to import that object. File, import, headache rack, right there. There she is. Now as you notice, it showed up white. That's because it is not assigned an object yet, or a texture. So if we go in here to, one thing I don't want to forget to do here, come on, drop that down, is rigid body. This is not a rigid body. So we need to unclick that. Now the materials editing is where we want the normal texture, and here's here's where you select it. You go up here, you click on that, and then we're in the grapple, and we want the AO, right? The AO2. And there it is. There's that. And the specular, or was it emissive texture? Emissive texture, same thing. AO2. Okay, getting closer. And then ambient color. Or what? Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Diffuse texture. No? Let's see how it looks. I mean, I'm no Picasso, but I guess that'll work. I mean, it's a paint job. I mean, I'm not by any means some super modder that's gonna wow you with brilliance, but yeah. So anyway, but that's not finished. Whoop, I don't want to mess around and screw something up here. And that's another thing about moving around in Giants Editor. Oh, let me get rid of this. Come on, drop out of there. Yeah. Hmm. No, for some reason it doesn't want to. Any other time the damn thing would just drop out. But not today. But anyway, down here in the corner is the speed. Maybe we can do this. There we go. Nav speed 10, plus or minus. On your number pad key, you can increase that or minus it. If it seems like it's going too fast, then that slows your navigation speed down. Now, if you're on a map and you want to move across the map, obviously you'd want to crank that up. But okay, here we go. We're gonna install this sucker. So we've got all of these, the cock grief shovel, and the only thing underneath that is the bolts. So this is going to be very easy. So all we're going to do is we're going to highlight the headache rack, the G2 group. Remember, that's what it was called. And we could have changed the name of it, but it doesn't matter. So we go edit, cut. No, it's gone. Oh, but wait. We're going to click on the bucket, right? And then we're going to go edit and paste. There it is. But it dropped it in high. So we're going to bring it down. Bring it forward. And bring it down. And then we're going to check the location. That's not too bad. That's pretty good. And we just want to make sure we're not... No, it looks pretty good. Yepper. Okay. So that's it. And now, if we click off of it, yeah, it's a little dark. But go File, Save. So now that has been saved. So that's it. So if we go into game, what we'll have to do is save this, zip the file, drop it in our mods folder. Bada boom, bada bang. We've got a headache rack on our grapple fork. Okay, so hopefully that was easy enough for you guys to understand. But I gotta run. I gotta take care of a few other things. So I'm gonna try and get some more modding tutorial videos out. So stay tuned. Hit like, hit subscribe. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Later.